Welcome to the Believe in the Land show. My name is Andy Billman. Let's take a look back at the week plus that was in Cleveland sports. Wow, what a Monday Night Football game. I wanted to wait to post the podcast on YouTube until after the Monday Night Football game completed. And then the Hunt news came out yesterday, so I wanted to wait for that as well. So that way we can give a good full report here of what's going on with our Browns. Geez, how one day will just change everything. The Monday Night Football game obviously just didn't end in a loss, which, I mean, okay, you lose the Steelers in Pittsburgh. What's new? Water's still wet. You pay your taxes on the 15th of April. But, the way the loss happened, the devastating news about Nick Chubb, the way the Browns didn't really play great, yet still had a chance to win and still had like a miserable loss at the end of the game. Man, that was a gut punch of a day. Just a gut punch of a day. And it's going to really challenge this team and this organization. And obviously, the stories are easy right now. What is going on, Deshaun Watson? Can it be fixed? What to make of the loss of Nick Chubb? What to make of the return of Kareem Hunt? And you have an elite defense. The Browns have one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. They are really playing at a high level. In the past, when we have seen games like that, the defense would have folded like a lawn chair. This defense did not. For that game to start off with basically a goofy play call to Harrison Bryant, who that play call, there's a lot of things that had to be tightened up on this team, and one of them is play calling. That play call was so goofy to start off the game. To be down 7-0, for the defense to hang in there and basically only give up one broken play to George Pickens for a touchdown. Outside that, the Browns defense was elite. I mean, it just was a great day, and that defense is very, very good. They are on their way to big, big things. So you have an elite defense here. You do. Browns are one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. It's that good. They really technically only gave up 12 points. Two of the touchdowns were obviously the fumble strip sack, which we'll get to more in a second. And then the pick six off of a goofy play by Harrison Bryant not be able to bring the ball down. So maybe we should start off with that. That's the reason why there's hope here. This defense is one of the best defenses I've ever seen. Better than the mid-'80s Browns, and I'd say better than the Belichick days. This is the best defense I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's that good. This is the best Browns defense I've seen. And they have a real opportunity to win games. You can ride this defense to big things. So for those of you who are down and out, those of you who are feeling low about the brown and orange, I get it. I understand. Feel hope with this defense. There's a lot of hope here. Hopefully, Zadarius Smith and Greg Newsome, who are banged up, will be able to play through and be able to get back on the field soon. Hopefully, they'll get back on the field this week against Tennessee. But even that said, I don't really feel like this. I mean, Zadarius Smith's a big one. But Newsome, even, you can replace him with Cam Mitchell and stuff, and I think he'll be okay. That's how, I mean, the cornerbacks for the Browns are so deep and so good. Denzel Ward, Marvin Emerson, who I think might be the best cornerback on the team. Let me repeat that. I think the best cornerback on the team might be Marvin Emerson. He's that good. He really, really is that good. And then JOK is playing out of his mind. I know Myles Garrett didn't provide the numbers or the excitement that TJ Watt did, not JJ, TJ Watt. Okay, still played a good game. And Zadarius Smith was flying around, and that defense, Tomlinson made his presence felt. They did not allow that running game to get going. I know TJ Watt had the big night, and he did. He had the big night. And he had these, like they call in the business, a splash night. He did. He splashed. He splashed a lot harder than Myles Garrett. But don't get down on him or on this defense. This defense is ready for prime time. That's why the Browns do have an opportunity to win big in 2023, because their defense. They really do have an elite defense on this team. But it's hard to talk about that because of all the other things that are going on, especially with the loss of Nick Chubb. The loss of Nick Chubb was devastating. You can't even put it into a phrase or to a paragraph to measure up outside the word of devastating, heartbreaking. Hard to bounce back because he really plays like we love in Cleveland. Hard, wants to win, gives everything he has, and plays big in big moments. Really is an elite football player. And it's sad that we really don't celebrate him enough until after he has a season-ending injury, because we should be talking about him more in the offseason, talking about him more leading up into training camp next year, because all the attention goes to, it seems like 10 different things, but Nick Chubb is really the heart and soul of this team. So to see him leave the field on a devastating knee injury is a gut punch. It's going to be a huge challenge for this team. He covers up a lot of the warts that's going on in the offense. Devastating knee injury. Kareem Hunt is back. That's exciting. Maybe he'll play for Chubb and play at an elite level. I think there's actually a chance of that happening. Now, last year, Kareem Hunt struggled, but sometimes motivation, adrenaline, emotions come in, and you play really at a high level. Very possible for a hometown kid from Cleveland. And we're going to need it, because I think Jerome Ford putting this much pressure on a second-year back who we've really not seen enough is not fair. And Pierre Strong's not ready. So that move made a lot of sense. He comes back to Cleveland. He was still in the area. It just checks a lot of boxes, and you're not trading up assets to get a Cam Akers or someone like that. So the Browns made the right move there to replace Chubb with Hunt. And Hunt will be able to do the job. I think he will play well. I really do. I'd be surprised if he didn't. And if he didn't, that's a big blow, because the Browns are going to need him to play. He can't play like he did last year. So there is a bit of element of risk here. He needs to play. He needs to perform. They're going to really need his energy. They're going to really need something to help out, which is the major problem, and that's this offense. And this offense is not just on number 4. It's on Stefanski too. This is a dual relationship of awful right now. And they both had an awful Monday night. Deshaun Watson's not playing well. It's obvious. What numbers do you want to get into? What eyesores do you want to get into? He didn't play well. Just didn't perform well. Wouldn't get into the weeds of Kenny Pickett outplayed him. That's not true either. Kenny Pickett didn't look great. So don't get confused or the mirage of getting into those battles, because that's not true either. But Watson is now performing very poorly, and we've seen this before with Baker Mayfield. The pressure to win in this town's immense. The pressure to win in this town with a fully guaranteed contract with all the trouble off the field is a lot of pressure. This guy has had a lot of things going on in his life the last 2 years. And I think you're seeing a guy who's not handling it well. He is putting far too much pressure on himself. And he's going to have to relax, and he's going to have to get back into the groove of where he was with the Texans. Or you're going to start hearing the drumbeat about DTR. Because this team's ready to win now. You cannot punt this season. It's not affordable. And he's really playing poorly. He's really playing poorly. You're going to hear commentary. He should run more. I'm actually at the point now, he needs to complete passes. He just needs to make confident plays. He didn't look confident in some plays. Not all. Look, again, he wasn't horrific. And we've seen horrific quarterback play. He wasn't horrific, but he was bad. You can't fumble the ball away to lose the game. Can't do that. He was a turnover machine. Can't afford it. Watson's going to have to start making more plays. And he's going to have to be more of a leader. I truly think it's bizarre that this team gave him a captain on his jersey, because he's not acting like a leader or captain right now at all. And he needs to be back in reality. This is the other thing that's going to make people either upset or clap or whatever, but this is a lot of Baker Mayfield again. Boy, if it just wasn't this. Boy, if it just wasn't that. Oh, he played the Steelers. Oh, There's a lot of woulda, shoulda, couldas. I mean, at some point you gotta perform. At some point you gotta spin the ball. And Stefanski has to do a better job here. He's considered to be the offensive wizard. Well, let's see the magic. Let's go. Throw the dust. Get the wand out. I mean, let's see it. I am not impressed with Stefanski. I've been hard on this guy, and again, personality-wise, love Kevin. Seems like a good man, smart. But this offense he keeps putting together is not performing well. His quarterback looks like a nervous wreck. How much longer are we going to do this? Where's Elijah Moore? Why are we throwing the ball to Harrison Bryant to start off the game on the road? Woof. That's on the coach. That's on the coach. Stefanski has just as much of a loss on this as Watson does. I want to repeat that. Stefanski here is just as much of a fault. You give the Steelers 7 points to begin the game, your quarterback's already sunk in the ground. On the road? Come on, Kev. He's got to do better than that. This team has to be better than that. This team has gotten supposed explosiveness. Where is it? And I'm telling you, this is a turnover factory in offense. And Njoku turns the ball over. Watson turns the ball over. Harrison Bryant turns the ball over. Jerome Ford turned the ball over in week 1. That stuff's got to be tightened up. That's on the head coach, who, again, is considered to be this offensive genius. Well, where is it? Where is Elijah Moore running around the field? And there's no finesse teams you're playing. You're playing physical teams the next 3 weeks. You got Tennessee, Baltimore, and the Niners. Enjoy. 3 very physical teams. And then you finally get a breath. Titans are not coming in at a good time. Not a good matchup in certain aspects. Not easy. But again, all this pressure is being put on Watson. Stefanski's in this too. I think Stefanski has got to really start wondering why at this point would the Browns not just hire another coach in here, because he has been put in here for an offense that's not performing. And develop a quarterback is not developing. This will be 2 quarterbacks now. 2. With very similar results. 2. Not good. Not good at all. The season is not over. There's a long way to go. That was a terrible loss. Again, it's not even hard to analyze. Stop turning the ball over. Call better plays. Rely on your running game more. Because you have an elite defense. It's there. And by the way, your special teams have got to start catching the ball better. Donovan Peoples-Jones and Bubba Ventrone need to have a big sit down about what that was in Pittsburgh. Because that was a disaster. Disaster. Special teams. Disaster. Not good enough. Problem. And then the other problem, too, on offense is what to do with Jed Wills. Juwan Jones is a rookie who's performing fine. I don't even think that's a storyline right now. He's fine. He's going to have his moments, but Juwan Jones is fine. Jed Wills looks, ugh. This is not year 1, 2. It's time to start rolling up the sleeves, Jed Wills, and get to work. Drafted you during the pandemic, 2020, 21, 22, and 23. You're in your 4th season now. And you still kind of look like a rookie at times. The Jed Wills story is a problem. Huge problem. I don't know what they're going to do there. They might need to look for an offensive tackle replacement. And I'm being serious. They're going to need to do something there. There are 2 players on this team that are getting paid quite a bit of money who I don't know if they're earning a nickel of it. And that's Watson and that's Jed Wills. They've got to start playing better. And you got to replace them. They don't. Telling you that DTR drum beat's going to get louder if Watson performs any more like he did. I'm telling you now. Been around this team too long. A drum beat will get louder and louder and louder. This town wants to win. I want to win. And you have a defense that's ready to win. That's why there's hope. That's why there's life. It's nothing about Deshaun Watson doing this or that. I hope he performs well. He's got to perform better. He just has to be confident. And there's no competency right now with this team on offense. Got to do better. Tough matchup with the Titans this week. And it doesn't get any easier with the Ravens after that. Big stretch for the Browns. This opening stretch is not easy. They've got to somehow figure out how to get to 3-2. Got to beat the Ravens. Got to split these next two. Hopefully you beat the Titans. Going into a bye, which will be needed going into the Niners game. That's your Browns. But again, I want to repeat, the season is not lost. The Kareem Hunt story will be a fun story to watch. But this defense is elite. And they're going to carry this team to the finish line, not Deshaun Watson. A lot of pressure on Stefanski to win these games now. A lot. And it's very fair. The Guardians are just playing out the string. They're going to get eliminated probably by, Sunday this week. Maybe even earlier. They might even get eliminated here tonight on Thursday. Bieber's coming back. Tristan McKenzie's coming back. Bieber on Friday. Tristan's coming back on Sunday. And then the big announcement that is no announcement is the Tito Francona giveaway t-shirt day on Wednesday, basically putting a rubber stamp on he's not coming back, folks. So the Tito string will be played out this year. We'll get more into Tito Francona and celebrate his career. But the Guardians just had a lousy week. Getting swept in Kansas City with just little life. The last two games had a little life to it. And another blown save on Monday. Trevor Stephan with his ERA over 12. It's just not good. Guardians are just playing out the string. A lot of question marks going into next year with some hope, but a lot of question marks. Power bats being one of them. Great stat given out by ESPN today. Only 18 home runs in the outfield for the Browns. For the Guardians this year. 2023. 18. 1-8. Oof. For your whole outfield to have 18 home runs, that's only 20 fewer than the next team. That's your Guardians. Good luck to Tito. We love you so much. We'll be celebrating you throughout the next week. Nothing on the Cavs right now. Ohio State, Notre Dame this Saturday. We'll do a big recap on the next show. Big game. Huge opportunity for both teams. Buckeyes, McCord, really it gives him a jump start to his career. If he can win that game. And obviously for the Irish, there's a lot of history and a lot of losing against Ohio State in recent years. So that puts a lot of racing on that. And obviously the winner of this game really jumps to the forefront of the playoff, earning that great line. You can lose a game now. And you'll start hearing that to the winner of this game. Huge opportunity in this game. Jump start for either organization. Freeman, the ex-Buckeye, a lot on the line. A lot on the line. Ohio State has dominated the Irish since the 90s. Notre Dame hasn't beaten the Buckeyes since the 30s. A lot on the line. Irish are good. They did not play well last week. Buckeyes looked wonderful against Western Kentucky. Finally saw the explosive Buckeyes back. I liked how that schedule broke out for the Buckeyes, and it broke out perfectly. They are now primed and ready for the Irish. Should be a great game Saturday night, 7:30. And that's the week that was in Cleveland sports. Mandy Billman. Check out @official Cleveland Sports on Instagram, believeintheland.com. We'll be back Sunday night. Titans, Buckeyes, Irish, and so much more. Have a good week.